I was watching David Meyer, and then a name popped up, David Meyer. And I said, that's funny, the names are like, they rhyme. And then I was like, let me look up in the search list. Okay, who is fooling around with my throat chakra right now? And then I was like, let me look up in the search list. And there is his birth date and age and just the general info you see of biography. But the birth date is what struck me as interesting, and for a moment I think I stopped breathing, because again there was the 25 number synchronicity and will probably not leave me alone until I truly understand the meaning behind all these synchronicities that actually started me off to start the YouTube channel. The mystery of why my siblings died at the date of 25th of every month after their birthdays, it almost feels like as if a sacrifice had been made and I'm being guided to go after all that info and solve that thing for myself, and yet I don't know where to start off with it. The thing is, I do not know who David Meyer is and why the name keeps popping at intervals every other time as I experience my daily life. And as much as I'm a fan of Keanu Reeves, I cannot help but also realize that they resemble each other. Only Keanu Reeves' hairline is more broader compared to him. But each and every time I look at him, I'm reminded of Keanu Reeves. And as it is, I probably might be seen as someone obsessed with Keanu Reeves, because I make content that I'm always including him in my content. And of course, some people have been wondering why I'm doing that, and the answer is that using him as reference just feels so right in resonating to what I would like to portray out in my content. And that is the simple reason why I won't call it obsession, but it serves my reasons. Because it is because of the Matrix series that I got to really pay attention to Keanu Reeves' existence. Otherwise, if it hadn't been for Matrix, I don't think I would have even watched any of his other films. And I love the Matrix. I haven't watched all his films. In fact, some of the films I just do a quick preview and get an idea of what the film's about. But I have no crazy routine where I sit and watch his films. In fact, I hardly watch films, and this has been going on for as long as I can remember, for the past almost 20 years. If I watch anything, any film, whatever it be, it's because I met someone who recommended it, or I'm curious about anyone who has a connection to that film. Like there was someone who was a celebrity I never heard of, but I was curious about what they do, and I started looking at content about them, and it ended up being something I hardly do, and it sort of got to be like an obsession over the character, because I was impressed by the achievements and what they did, because with every new info it surprised me that they were doing all that they were doing, and they were really very hardworking and ambitious of whatever they did. I thought that they were just a fashion modeler and blah 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 blah. I could go on, but I need to stop there, because that's another long story. There is too much about that is weird, which I will get into that later on. And I'm trying to figure out David Meyer thing right now. But it's not like that for Keanu Reeves, because since my 20s I have had the knowledge of his existence. I have not had to research anything about him. Everything is just out there for everyone to know. And I've always adored and admired his works as well as his personality. Of course, there are some works I have a question mark for, but overall, I do adore and admire him and his works. And then there is this weird thing about a thought I keep having about as if there is connection about David Meyer and Keanu Charles Reeves. They're both connected to Angelina Jolie, I see. Oh my God, look, I think this is starting to become like a gossip corner. Anyway, but one is a scientist and the other one is an artist, an actor. But they also seem to have similarities, both professional-wise as well as physical features. Why have I gone into this kind of way of explaining it? Anyway, this is how I'm guided to say it. Anyway, David Meyer's features are softer compared to Keanu Charles Reeves, and yeah, David has the I'm a scientist look anyway. You know, sometimes he has that disheveled look on his appearance. And they both seem to work towards working for the good of mankind, humanity, and that is impressive. One is blue-eyed, or is it blue-eyed? And the other one is brown-eyed. Both have almost the same style of dressing, but the most impressive attribute about them, I would say, is they're both unique and incomparable to anyone. Even if someone comes up and tries to copy them, it still would not be the same, I suppose. Because they look like they are a species of their own kind, almost perfect. I wonder how they feel about themselves. It's one thing to have a certain image in people and another to have an image about self. And so back to David Meyer. Yeah, the birthday 25 number, sort of like a significant number in my life. As I look, I want to look more and more. What is all this really about? And by the way, my therapist resembles, this is out of topic by the way, my therapist resembles Keanu Charles Reeves' wife who passed away. And this struck me as very strange. This is also weird. I told her and she just laughed it off. Isn't it weird that wherever I look, there is always something to remind me of Keanu Charles Reeves? Like some sort of hide and seek or find the answer if you can. Just a moment, I need to go and I'll come back. So here we are, and I'm wondering the question to the synchronicities. Is it the 25 number or the synchronicity of Keanu Charles Reeves? I'm yet to know the answer. I don't know the answers yet. So I said, let me look up Chat GPT about David Meyer, and the answer was, I'm unable to produce a response. That's what the computer is answering. And I'm like, what's going on? Why isn't there any info about David Meyer in ChatGPT, and yet he's a well-known scientist? Or is it a biologist? Is it an environmentalist? I'm only guided to things of the collective or anything which has been an impact on me, to whether it is a lesson or a warning or a guidance for something to be done. But this is really, really strange. So I said, okay, I'm not finding anything about David Meyer in ChatGPT. Let me try for Keanu Charles Reeves. And yeah, they have the info, but why not for David Meyer? This is way too strange, especially that it is the name David Meyer that I'm supposed to be looking up. Okay, not that I'm so much interested in, let me look, David Meyer and whatever. I know there is a weird stuff about Rothschild, but for a simple info, it's like ChatGPT is freaking out when it comes to the family. Is there a rule out there concerning this that I'm not aware of? I'm aware that this is something I do not want to be totally involved in, but I can't help but be curious, and I guess I will have to stop here. So this is what I'm guided to give out to, because the synchronicities you see always have meaning, and it is a way that the spirit world is trying to contact with you, to make us aware of certain things that guide us to do the right things. Because one way or the other, all these synchronicities have a meaning in your lives. When you come across any synchronicity, do not ignore. Pay attention even more to what is happening around you, and you might just get the answer to what you have been searching for a long time. And don't do what I'm doing, because it just means I will just have to chase after the answer for a long time, because I've been postponing this for a long time. And for that, I hope this helps somebody, but I'm not sure how it will help, because it's sort of personal. But I'm sure there are some people who can resonate with this. And I'm curious to know if there is anyone out there who has experienced almost the same thing. So till next time, take care, much love, and God bless.